Well, hello. Welcome to another day of geometry. Another few minutes of geometry, anyway. We won't be spending all day, that's for sure. We've talked about much with geometry. We've talked about two-dimensional shapes. We've talked about some three-dimensional shapes. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about some three-dimensional shapes. Here's a couple examples of them that we'll be talking about, and this concept of surface area is what it's called. So here we go. Let's see what we can do with surface area of a shape. What surface area means, let's take this shape to begin with, is the area of the surfaces. It really is that simple. You know, surface areas is the area of the surface. Surface area. We're going to find the area of each of these surfaces, or faces is what they're called. The surface area, you just add up the areas of the surfaces. That's all you do. So on an item like this, you can see that there's, we've got if I hold it this, we've got a top and a bottom, and then there's four sides around it, kind of matching the base's four sides. So we're going to be finding the area of this top rectangle, of this bottom rectangle right there. We're going to find the area of this rectangle right here that's in between them. And then there's this long one right here, this long one right here, and then the one on the back that matches this one like this. Well, whoa, what have I just done? I've just written what's called a net for this item. And what it is, let's say that this one is 3, the distance of this rectangle is 3 by 5. And let's say that it's, if I put those up, let's say that this distance right here is 6. Well, in making all these, we just find the area of each of these rectangles and then we add them together. So for example, the area of this is 15. And if you can see this 3, this one is 3 as well. So 3 times 6, 3 times 6, this area is 18. And then this area, this length times this length, 6 times 5, base times height is 30. And then this one is the same. We've got the 3 and the 3 here. So 3 times 6 is 18. You'll notice that on these figures, yes, you find the area of one and you've already found some of the others. This one is 15 as well. And then just like this front right here was 30, the back area is the same. This distance is the 6 by the 5, so that's 30 as well. And let's say that these are all centimeters. So then, once I have the area of each of those, what's the area of all around it? What's the amount of wrapping paper that would be used to wrap up this entire item? Well, we just add them all up, and your calculator can do it fairly quickly. 30 plus 30, and then these two are 30 as well, so we're at 90. And then it's 100, so it's 126 centimeters squared, because it's area. We're asking how many squares will fit in. 126 centimeters squared is the SA, or the surface area. And that's all surface area is finding that. Well, what if I told you to find the surface area of this one, of this item right here? Well, the concept is exactly the same. You just simply find the area of each of the sides. And how do we do that? Well, try to figure out what the base shape is. Well, we've got a triangle here. So we know that it's gonna have a triangle. And it's also gonna have a triangle on the other side. So it's gonna have another triangle. And then what is it that puts those two triangles together? What shape is that? Oh, look at that rectangle right there. There's a rectangle that puts them together, and then another rectangle, and then another rectangle. And this is the net of this item. And on this one, let's say the height, you'll always be given the height of the triangle. Let's say the height is 8 miles. This is an 8-mile high triangle. And we'll say that the base right here is, we'll make it 10 miles. There's the base. So there's that triangle there. And then if you can see this triangle listed there, how tall is it? How tall is the triangle? How tall is this prism? Let's say that it's 12 miles high. So something 12 miles high, it's a triangle. You see the triangle here. And then it's 12 miles high. So with that, we just find the area of each of these. Well, the area of a triangle is 1/2 the base times the height. So it's 8 times 10 and then half of that. So that's 40 miles squared. And this one is also the same thing, 40 miles squared. And then each of these rectangles, well, this is 10 times 12. So that's 120 miles squared. And you'll always be given the measurements. It's that one and all three of these. And I'll give you the height on each of these, 12 times 10. That's another 120 miles squared and another 120 miles squared. You just take the distances they give you on each of these items. And this is just the base times height, or length times width, however you prefer to talk about a rectangle. So then you add these up. We've got 40 and 40, that's 80 plus 120. So there's 200 miles square there. There's 200 plus another 240. So this would be 440, whoa, cubed. 440 miles Larsen squared. Sorry about that. I'm thinking of too many things at once. Again, it's the wrapping paper, it's the area, not how much is inside it. Problem is, I just finished that volume video, so I'm kind of still thinking volume. 440 miles squared. That's how you find the surface area of a triangular prism. Just find the triangle first, and then these are the rectangles. Triangular prism. There it is. Okay, last one, a cylinder. Finding the surface area of a cylinder, or you could call it a circular prism. Save this one for last because it's maybe the most amount of mental effort to try to understand what we've got here. We've got ourselves a circle on the top. Let's say that I tell you this circle is 11 millimeters. It's that small. We've got a circle on the top, circle on the bottom. So we've got these two circles here. They're both 11 millimeters. What's this item in the middle? What is this what is that? If you go to an internet site, you can kind of see as I try to maybe unwrap this, or try to take off these, and maybe I can't really unwrap it. It's in a circle, but maybe if I cut it right here, and then I fold it open, and you can try this with any cylinder that you've got, fold it open, it actually becomes a rectangle. It's got a height, and let's say that I tell you this height is 10 millimeters. Let's say it's 10 tall. So it's 10 tall, and it's got a certain distance along. Well, what's the distance? The distance is this circumference of a circle. So on this one, it's 2 pi r is that distance right there. It's just a rectangle of 2 pi r, because it's around the circle, and then times 10. That's the area of that rectangle. So the area of this circle, pi r squared, when I type that in my calculator, pi, and the radius is 11 squared, 121 pi, right another way is 380.13. So this circle is 381.13 millimeters squared. That's the area of that circle. Well, it's the same thing down here. It's the area of this one too. They're the same circle, 381.13 millimeters squared. Now we just have to find the area of this rectangle, which is this times this, the base times the height, or the length times the width, or the side times the side, however you prefer to hear the area of a rectangle. So let's see, I'm going to type in 2 pi r, and the radius we know is 11, 2 pi times 11, and then I times that by 10. 220 pi, which doesn't help us much, so we push this button above the enter that gives it to us in a different format. 691.15. 691.15 millimeters squared. And with that, we've got the area here, the area here, and the area here. When we add those three together, we've got the surface area of this cylinder. So that number right there that I had, 691.15 plus 381.13 plus 381.13, 1,453. 0.41 millimeters squared is the surface area, just the area on the surface of this item. But I saved it for last because trying to visualize this rectangle might be a little hard. Just imagine cutting this down one edge and just unpeeling it. It becomes a rectangle. And there you have it, the surface area of a cylinder and of a triangular prism and of a rectangular prism. And if you notice on each of these, all it is the shape that we already know. It's either a triangle or a rectangle or a circle. Any of these shapes we already know, the rectangle, triangle, circle, with the middle rectangular shapes in between. There you have it. Thanks for watching. I hope it's made a little bit of sense. Hope it's helped you out a little bit. And have a great and wonderful day. Bye-bye.